Good morning. There are several concerns that we have, starting with the report. Our claims were true, where it was substantiated that this principal did use the N word, not just once, but on multiple occasions and over multiple days. And so, for that, we are greatly concerned about her being in a school building educating our children. What was even more disheartening was we had our superintendent reading a public apology, reading a statement from Principal Robley, where we were taught that if you're going to own up to your mistakes, you need to be the one to speak to the public and to the community and own up to what you said. We have not received that. So we're asking the question, when was the letter drafted? When was it constructed? We heard March 29th, but why do we have to wait till June 21st to first hear of this public apology? So we're still waiting to hear a public apology from Principal Robley. Also, I think now with the evidence has been clear that we are calling for her resignation or termination. I believe right now she is not fit to work at any of our schools with our children, or she should be in central office, still be able to control and actually set the climate for our children. So we're all calling for the termination or the resignation of Principal Robley. Also, we are concerned about Superintendent Eileen Tracy. For her to make the comments that she just realized a week ago how much harm this has caused. When she says that she's an African American woman, knowing what that word invokes in our spirits, did she ever go to the assistant principal to have a conversation with her? Did she ever go to Brendan Rogers to discuss it with the teachers and the faculty? Why does now she needs to bring in a third-party consultant to come in and do the work that she should have done 2 months ago? That's concerning. And this is one school building. What about the other school buildings that we have that may have concerns? We already have a letter from the faculty and staff at Brendan Rogers saying that they did not feel supported. They did not feel that their concerns were heard. Why the outrage now? And for Dr. Tracy to say that she did not think no harm was done, obviously she does not understand what that word means to this community. And thirdly, to this mayor, where he fundraised off of this, for to send out a campaign letter saying that, will you support me in defending the Board of Education, without having the full investigation report. That is concerning to us. That if you look across our history, we never discuss personnel matters. But how can this personnel matter be turned into a fundraiser for an election? Where here we are again in 2021, where it can still invoke so much hatred, bigotry, and division. Where this is really felt leadership top to bottom. And who's going to take ownership, who's going to take accountability, and who's going to take responsibility. And so we are concerned with how this investigation was handled. We are concerned what was in the report, and now we're seeking action. Where we're seeking the termination or the resignation of Principal Robley, where we want those questions that Dr. Tracy, we would like for her to address them. Why did it take now for her to send a third-party consultant in? Did she ever go visit that school? Did she ever have a one-on-one conversation with the assistant principal or with the faculty and staff over at Brendan Rogers? And to our mayor, why would he take such an issue that really hurts this community to put out a fundraiser mailer trying to make money off of this situation to be used to further his campaign? These are questions that we'd like to have answers to. So we are concerned, and we will be here. But for Principal Robley, I think that she needs to resign immediately, or she needs to be terminated immediately. And it's my prayer that the superintendent actually makes a recommendation at the next Board of Education meeting.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yes, if she doesn't resign, then what?
We have not discussed the fact that if she does not resign, what would be the consequence. We will go back to the table. We may have to come and sit in the superintendent's office until the superintendent makes a decision, or until the board makes a decision. I think we ought to come in and have a sit-in and deal with this issue, that they will take us serious and this community serious. They do not know that the pain of this community is in at this present time. People are calling daily. You may not see hundreds of people walking the streets, but they are burning up our phones everywhere we go, talking, why did this happen? Why didn't the board of education, why didn't the superintendent move to terminate this individual? Who is the superintendent listening to at this present time? Is she listening to her 4 votes, which is Mr. Joyner, which is the mayor, which is Ms. Yesenia? Who is this superintendent listening to? Because she is not listening to this community. She has not had one conversation with this community about what is happening. Is it because the kids and the families at the Brennan Rogers are not as high as kids who are at other schools in this district? Painful. Any other questions?
In terms of the employees at Brennan Rogers, it seems like they've had issues with her through the years, but you read the report and it says she's had no disciplinary action, she's had no issues reported about her. I'm just wondering why maybe the employees at the school, the staff, hadn't reported issues in the past, or did they?
We live in a retaliation society, that when people come out against what is wrong or what is right, most of the time in this district or in this city, you're retaliated against. But they could not take it anymore. They heard what she did, and so they took a stand, and we're very proud that the faculty and the people there took a stand against the injustice and the derogatory word that Ms. Robley said. Listen, born and raised in the cradle of the civil rights movement in Alabama, I understand the word. I heard Governor George Wallace back in the day use the word. I heard other whites in Alabama when I was growing up use the word. And now we are back in the 21st century and 2021, and we have an educator using the N word, and we have a superintendent who is bouting and saying that is a slip of the lip. What planet? What planet did this superintendent come from? That she does not understand what is transpiring here. Any other questions? You haven't heard from her because the superintendent and a few board members are guarding her and telling her that she does not have to make a statement. We will make the statement for you. It is insulting to all of us that the superintendent, Dr. Tracy, would stand and read an apology letter from an individual. How insensitive can you be to read another individual apology letter instead of this individual coming to this community and apologizing what we said? This is a forest, this is a hope, and this department, this superintendent, I know we're asking for the fact that Ms. Robley should resign, but I think this superintendent cannot lead this district. She's over her head. where she cannot stand up for her teachers, she cannot stand up for her students, and she cannot stand for this community. And by the way, where is the union? They were involved in this also. So where are they? And what did they say? Any other questions? Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. John, you didn't have anything?
Dr. Kimber, you know, he said it
He
all.
tells you when.
Yeah,
I
he
tell him
don't.
The boss?
Yeah, see, yeah. Huh?
I've seen you guys 2 days in a row.
I know.
Made me get dressed 2 days in a row.
Me too. Me too. Hopefully,
I'm
maybe
ready to
more
meet with her
I
now.
haven't worn a skirt
Where you gonna
in
meet at?
like
Huh?
Where you meet
At the
This
church.
is the most I've worn a suit in the last 15
I'll get it this
No,
evening.
and not yesterday.
Yeah,
I
because
went
I'm
home
going
from
to
the
meet
press
with her
conference,
now.
and
And
then all
I
of a
got the
sudden,
contract, but you need to look at the
superintendent's gonna have
contract.
a
I got
press
to sign.
conference at 2:45. I'm like,
It's at the
shit,
church.
I have to go
We'll call it
get my
reason.
clothes out of the
Call
hamper
no
and put
reason.
back on.
There's another press conference at 12 o'clock today too. The mayoral candidate Karen Walton is going to do a press conference at 12. See, Tony, we got you out here plenty of time now. You can
Tony.
go grab something to eat.